Sports might seem like only an athlete-based thing, and sure, they're the ones that actually perform it, but a lot else goes into making sports as exciting as they are. One of those things are the fans, who practically define the identity of a game. And sometimes those very fans get up to random shenanigans. And so here are 20 of the funniest fan moments in sports. Number 1. Now I know most of you expect ball catch attempts to fail and all of that jazz, but trust me, there's nothing funnier than people trying to figure out ponchos on camera. These 3 guys collectively make one of my favorite online moments. Number 2. Kiss cams can be anything from cute to painfully awkward, especially when the cameraman misjudges if the people in question are a couple or not. However, this guy seems to have come up with a solution. Number 3. The rush at moments like Black Friday and sports openings are all incredible in their own right. But there's nothing quite like the classic race to catch a ball in an empty arena. And because of that, the following clip of a man literally giving it his all and making a spectacular run for the ball is one of my favorite clips of all time. Whether he got the ball or not, just the act counts as an accomplishment. Number 4. Getting to see yourself on the big screen itself can have a lot of reactions from people, from shyness to boasting. But what this kid does is one of a kind, to say the least. Number 5. Having something on your face or teeth has got to be one of the most common sources of mental anxiety out there. And so having a spoonful of mustard on your face while being broadcast to thousands of TVs across the world probably sounds like a nightmare to most people. However, this old man doesn't seem to react half as strongly when he happens to be living that very scenario. Nah, that was kinda wholesome in the end. Before we move on, if you like these videos, why not subscribe to the channel and ring the bell, huh? Alright, all done? Let's move on. Number 6. Beer is a kind of sports game staple at this point. But have you ever heard about the super rare catch-flavored beer? If not, then watch this clip to learn. Number 7. Ah yes, catching a 1 in a million home run ball in a filled-to-the-brim sports complex. Who wouldn't pay to love that dream? And some people do get to enjoy it, but as we see in this clip, that dream doesn't necessarily have a tendency to last. In the following clip, we see a fan catch a rare ball on a balcony of all places. But in his excitement, he ends up dropping it, and yet even the person below manages to dunk it and drop the ball. He had a glove of that size and yet managed to not get the ball? Man, that must suck. Number 8. Getting to play with Roger Federer is something I'd personally sell both of my kidneys to get a chance at. So watching this kid outplay the legend himself is extremely infuriating to me. Number 9. Let's face it, ever since the dawn of time, every single man or woman or NB or anyone else has been terrified at the thought of someone watching them do something embarrassing. Struggling to open a tiny water bottle when buff as hell in public on a day in the stadium, and then being on live TV over that, however, is a completely different ball game. Wouldn't be surprised if he develops a bottle phobia. Number 10. Getting hit by balls is one thing. Getting caught off guard and then getting played back in slow motion in live TV is a whole different level of painful. You know, other than the painful and cringe nature, the clip is kind of oddly satisfying, not gonna lie. Number 11. In the distinction between celebrities and normal people, we often forget that celebrities themselves enjoy stuff too, and as a result, many famous people are actually just as fanatic about their idols as any of us. And being famous, they get a shot at talking to them as well. Take for instance this clip of the one and only Chris Rock sitting next to basketball legend Kobe Bryant, and revel in Kobe's reaction to his incessant jokes. Number 12. Sports might not have that reputation yet, but snacks and games go hand in hand for most people, especially in a stadium with all the people going around. And so, getting your tray kicked off by Addison Russell may be a win in my book. Getting him to buy and bring you a new one is a win in everybody's book. Number 13. A celebrity handshake is something the right fan would probably kill to get a shot at. And as far as sports fans go, let's just say they don't have a reputation for being boring and laid back. And so this guy getting an in-action handshake while 12 feet off the ground, all without any plan and on camera, is nothing short of a sports miracle. Well, I'm sure many people were enraged at his luck. Number 14. Being part of the spotlight can be a daunting task. And when you realize you're being recorded, it's easy to stumble, which is exactly what happens to this lady when she comes on camera. Number 15. The reputation of sports fans, and basically all over-enthusiastic crazies, may seem blown out of proportion at first. But when you see someone actually make someone miserable, and the famous person struggle to retaliate as a response, you get the hate. However, that's not what happens every time. Take, for instance, this fan trying to get the attention of a hockey player, and not what he does in return. If that was not deserved, I don't know what is. Number 16. Let's face it, not everyone who goes to a sports game knows what they're watching. Especially kids, who in the spur of a moment might do something dumb. Take this kid, for instance, who broke a perfectly fair ball, ruining part of the match. However, his subsequent sadness does make one feel bad for him. Number 17. Meeting your sports idols face-to-face is a big dream of many sports fans. And so a lot of them try to get close on meetups and such, because no one gets an encounter with a legend while they're playing, right? Well, as it turns out, some people do get lucky to get a special look on the action. Like this woman, who got to catch a ball and face her idol, all due to a coincidence. Man, that reaction is the best thing I've seen all day. Number 18. Getting a sleeve thrown by Kobe Bryant is one hell of an NBA fan's wet dream. And so when Kobe does throw a sleeve at a fan, and you just happen to be in the way, you may try to pull off something like this. Honestly, it turned out better than I thought it would. Good for them. Number 19. I'm sure the prospect of getting your hands on an actual ball from a professional league game has been something all of us have dreamed about. And so, when this guy sees the ball come practically directly towards him, he gives it his all, practically falling off of the ledge. But yet, at the last moment, this happens. What can I say? Sometimes stuff goes completely the wrong way, despite the conditions not even being that hard. Number 20. And sadly, that's not the only way a sports item rush can go wrong. For example, in this NHL game, when a player throws his hockey stick in the crowd, a battle of Herculean proportions suddenly starts up, causing the guards to take the stick and return it to the match. Yet another reason why mindlessly wanting stuff for yourself makes literally everyone lose. Well, that was one hell of a ride, and I hope these few fans entertained you and reminded you why fans are probably the most important part of sports. And now, on that note, we must end the video. Hope you enjoyed all of our picks for today, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. With that done, I'll see you next time.